So, hey guys, the trade I'm going to talk about this time is Jessica Jones, uh, Alias, uh, by Brian Michael Bendis, and the art on it is by Kados. It's colored by Matt Hollingsworth. Uh, I'm a real big fan of the Jessica Jones series, and decided that I was going to maybe go back and check out some of this stuff and see what the comic was like, how much it was like the series, how much the character and everything was like the series. So wound up getting this first trade, and while it wasn't exactly like the show, I feel like that the comic had some things that the show could have used, and that maybe the show had some things that the comic could have used. Got me to thinking that maybe sometimes whenever I read a book and then I go and see a movie and I'm really, really hard on the movie because it's not the book, that maybe I need to start watching movies and then going back and reading the books. Because I found that if I'd have read this book first and then went back and watched the show, then I don't really know that I would have liked the show very much. But as I did really like the show, going back and reading this, it just gave kind of a different perspective, a little background and history on, where Jessica Jones came from and, her connections to the Avengers and everything, and how she kind of, flunked out of the Avengers, and so now she's just kind of doing her whole private eye thing, which I thought was pretty cool. I don't know if it was a matter of that, they just didn't have the budget or what on the Netflix series, that they didn't show a little more of the Avengers. There's some back and forth in this between her and Captain Marvel, and some stuff that doesn't really even include Captain America, but he's kind of a side note. I did see a couple of references that were in the series, like her saying something about talking to Thor, and that she knew Thor, and that was all in here. Also, I mean, there was a lot of things from the series that were in here, but a lot of things in here that I wish could have been in the series. I don't understand why in the series that she never met Matt Murdock or had any kind of. I thought that when I watched the series, but after reading this, I don't understand why there wasn't some kind of you know, a reference to Murdoch or something like that. Maybe I missed that, in the series. Somebody can correct me on that, but I don't think there was ever even a reference to Matt Murdock as an attorney or anything. But this was a really, really good mystery. I mean, I love Bendis's writing, so I expected it to be a really good story. I did have some issues with the art in this. It seemed kind of muddy to me. I mean, that's just me, but the coloring on it was amazing. I thought some of the page layouts made it kind of hard for me to follow sometimes, in the way that it had a really, really unique style on the way that the page layouts were done. But sometimes, the page just to me got a little too busy, and I mean, sometimes I'm kind of stupid. So, but I mean, when you got all of this stuff that's going back and forth and up and down throughout the page, sometimes my eye lost track, and it kind of made it a little difficult for me to read. But all in all, I really, really liked the story. I really liked. I wish she would have drank more in this, but she didn't, which was cool. She still came across as kind of a depressed, thrown out type of superhero, which was cool. It's a really, really good mystery. It's really, really a really, really heavy book, though. I mean, it's really text heavy. A lot of story going on. Um, but it was, well worth the read. I'm really glad that I picked it up. Um, at first, I thought that this trade being like, $25, that, it was going to be, that I didn't really know whether or not I wanted it. But it's 9 issues, and I mean, you really can't hardly beat 9 issues in a trade for the amount of actual reading that was in this book. You really can't beat that on, you know, so yeah, I mean, all in all, I think that if I had to rate this like on a scale of like to five, I would probably give this book like a 3.5. It was really, really enjoyable. Like I say, the art wasn't my thing. I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there that really like this art style. I find that my opinion on art style a lot of times is a lot different than other people. I enjoy seeing things that other people don't seem to enjoy as much. But yeah, I mean, all in all, Jessica Jones Alias, pretty good book. Suggest if you see it, man, and you like the TV series, check that out. Gives you a little more background. Um, you know, tells you about her throwing people through doors and stuff, and that that's not really where she was aiming for. She just always seems to throw people through doors. But if I had to be thrown, I would rather be thrown through a door than thrown through a wall. Maybe not a plate glass window, but still. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here and get back and read some more comics. Man, thank God I don't have to watch that guy anymore. If he said one more time throughout that video, man, I was gonna hang myself.